again welcome you all, and thank you for joining this particular business analyst course. We have discussed till now the introductory part of the business analyst and the collaboration with the stakeholder. Now we are starting with the third segment of the business analyst, where we will be discussing about the customer discovery, and later we will be moving forward with the business process mapping, where we will look into the different diagrams and flowcharts, how business has to be mapped enough to get the particular outcome. And then we will move forward with the requirement side, how to gather the requirement from the customer and what are the ways of documenting those requirements. Later, we will be discussing about the user stories, how to build them, and even we will be creating user stories on a live session itself. Then we will be talking about user acceptance. What are the areas where we have to take care of the testing or UAT, user acceptance testing? So till now we have covered introductory part of the business analyst, and then we have covered the collaboration with the stakeholder. So in introduction, we have covered the comparison between two different profile, the admin side and the business analyst. We also looked forward with the analyst practices and their skill sets. And being a detective, what are the areas where we have to look forward with the processes? And we also looked as a development model or implementation cycles for the business processes. And in the collaboration with a stakeholder, which is a part where we have talked about how to collaborate with the stakeholders, and what are the areas where we have to jot down the whatever the discussion we do have on whiteboard, and how we can look for the customer in a 360 view, and what are the areas where we have to tell our stories to the customer, and how we can influence and trust the build the trust with the stakeholder and the client, and what are the areas where we have to build the relationship with them. And yesterday we have discussed about the sales part of the business analyst, which include the sales processes and how business analyst has to take care of that particular sales part, right? How they have to look forward with the alignment with their processes and the customer. And we also have looked forward with the used cases, where we have to look for the performance of each and every stages involved in the business. So we also talked about the performance of each and every one, those who are involved during the business process or business product which we are going to build, right? So we have talked this particular thing yesterday itself. So from today we will be talking about the customer discovery. In the exam of business analyst which we are preparing, this particular segment contains 17%. So this particular have a 17% weightage. If we are after this particular session, if we are jumping to the exam, so think about the percentage. This is a must, and have to able to understand what exactly the customer discovery is all about. Okay, so in this particular customer discovery, we will be taking care of how to discover the customer, and what are the models, and if there is any governance which is included during the customer journey, and what are the areas where we have to make the content, and what are the strategy how we can build those content. And as promised, that we will be starting with the Salesforce from tomorrow. So we will be taking care of from the scratch. People those who are new to the Salesforce, they can also relate to this particular Salesforce training from tomorrow. So think about the adoption strategies, how we can adopt the Salesforce, what are the areas where we have to talk about the Salesforce as a business analyst. So we will be covering each and everything from tomorrow. So today we will be starting with the customer discovery, and later we will be talked about the Salesforce part. Okay. So now, customer discovery. Customer discovery, like, see, the thing is, customer is all about a end result, right? If he or she is happy with whatever we have built, then the process is completed, right? And if they are not getting the desired outcome, then it means that we have some error or bugs, right? So think about the end scenario where we have to look for the customer, that they have to be happy after whatever we have to build, right? But how we can discover those customer? What are the areas where we have to find that kind of customers? So the idea is to find our first customer, and might be that particular customer is single, not a customer group or not a broad customer group. So how you can find them, and what are the areas of looking those potential customer? So we have these four phases where we have to look for those customer. First, might be the customer having a problem, right? That's why and even they are aware about those problem, right? And they need some kind of solution. They search for those solution and looking for those potential people, those who can help them to build a particular solution. So then at that particular stages, we as a business analyst come, right? Because we have those particular solutions. We know that this particular customer is looking for us, and we have that particular solution for them. And even we have an access for the budget which is being required to might be build a solution for them, right? Because customer have that particular budget for a particular process to build for themselves, for their problem, right? So in this particular four phases, we which included, first we have to state our hypothesis, right? Write down each and everything, whatever having assumption inside of briefs, in brief, like each and every small pieces, okay? These form the basis of each and every testing or each and every stages. Second one is test your hypothesis. First, you have built those hypotheses based on assumption that, okay, and now this particular customer have some kind of issues. Based on that issues, we build the particular assumption. Now the assumption has to be tested. Seek the validation based on your market, include those potential customer and analyze with them. Might be it has to be sales oriented, because the might be sales people also got involved while testing your hypothesis. Then based on your hypothesis once has been completed, and even once you have a deeper understanding of your customer problem, test your product or your idea to get a sense of relevancy, right? And even share those things with your colleague, with your customer, with your stakeholder, so that they can get an idea about the feature which you are building. Do this by engaging potential customer and sharing information with your each and every team which has been involved, okay? After testing, what you have to do, you have to evaluate your feedback, reflect on information which you have obtained in the second phase or the third phase. Are you at this particular time, talk about your mind, that are you now ready to move forward with the solution with whatever you have? If not, then look for the another iteration or look for the another process, because you are building a process or building a problem, building a solution, providing a solution to your problem, right? So building that particular solution, you have to be validate enough that, okay, each and everything has been covered now, and now this particular customer is being happy if I will provide this solution to them, right? And after completing all those four phases, the customer discovery stage has been completed. you will have what you need to create, right? You will have a problem statement that okay, this customer have this particular problem. You will have a product requirement document, right? The product document, like this particular product will be required for this particular issue which customer is facing. Now you should also have the sales plan, like each and every stages which is being involved, having some kind of revenue attached to it, right? What are the outcomes of those process? Now again, you should have a proper understanding about your process and the product plan which you are going to build for that particular customer. Okay, so based on this discovery, you will get this result. Okay, so again, the customer discovery have four phases. First, your hypothesis. You have to build the hypothesis first, then test your hypothesis. Again, you have to test the product. Based on your hypothesis, you have to test your product, and then you have to look for the feedback. Once you're done with these, you will get the result in terms of your problem statement, in terms of your document, the product requirement document, or in terms of your revenue plan, or in terms of your product plan. Okay, is there any doubt or is there any issues which you do have? All right. So, moving forward, we do have some models based on your, customer discovery. We do have some kind of models which help you to build the particular framework, or which help you to build your, you know, or help you to prioritize your work. Okay, see, the thing is, if your organization is struggling to communicate your, priorities, might be due to silo framework. The team is working, in silos, and there is no connection between different departments. You will be able to force your team to link their plans and projects on a daily basis, right? So you have to prioritize first, right? To seek that internal transparency, to increase that particular internal transparency, to look for that particular transparency in your particular organization, right? For that, you have to know your customer and be like that particular customer and connect with them. And even you have to create for your customer and connect with your customer, not only for your customer, connect with them, create with your customer. Okay, so how you will do it? We do have this particular framework. First, vision, which we call V2MOM. Okay, which means V2OM. It's a acronym which is state vision, value, which means vision and value, and then MOM. M is stand for method, O is stand for obstacle and measure, right? So V2 MOM. First, vision. What is your destination? In terms of vision, you must have an idea what is your destination. Where will you reach after building this particular product or after building this particular process? Values. Which value will guide your actions, right? What are the values which particularly provide during, process? Then method. Based on these, you will definitely build particular method so that you will reach out to your destination, right? Obstacle. Definitely in your process, while building a particular product, you will get some kind of obstacles or hurdles. How will you overcome with them? How do you need to overcome, right? And then how will you measure those obstacles? How do you know that if you reached your destination yet or not? So this particular framework will help you to build the values with your customer, to build the method with your customer, to overcome those obstacles with your customer, and measure those you know obstacles or measure your outcome with your customers. First, ask yourself what is important to me about this particular goal. Then, what are the values supporting the vision? Right? Right? After making a list of values, you have to rank them in order of their importance. It's an exercise. Okay, you have to prioritize them. It's an exercise like that forces you to choose between the different priorities. Okay, and if everything is a priority, then I believe that nothing is going to be built. Okay, then method, how you do it, and how do you get it, right? So establish a method for implementing your vision with your values. Okay, like the thing is, this part of the framework will outline your actions and stages and steps that everyone needs to take care of it, so that each and everyone involved in the different department can get their job done. Okay, you should also rank these method in order to of your priority. Okay, then obstacles, the fourth part involved the obstacles. Okay, how you can overcome with these obstacles to achieve your vision. What are the challenges, what are the problems and issues during building that particular process? Between might be you and between might be your teams. Okay, and how you can achieve the success after overcoming these obstacles. Which obstacles are more critical to you, and even how to resolve them. You should also prioritize those obstacles. Okay, I'm just giving you an idea about these particular obstacles, methods, and values. But how you can measure these things? Because finally, tackle the problem of coming up with a proper measurement, right? And how will you know that you have achieved your successful, achieve your destination, and you are successful enough to building your process or product? In your mind you have might be a yes or no judgment, but doesn't it give you a full understanding that yeah, this particular product has been completed? So you need a particular matrix. Okay, so that you can even understand that okay, that success look like this. Okay, you should have a particular matrix so that you can determine what exactly success look like. And you know what? At Salesforce, everything we do in terms of organizational management is particularly based on this framework, V2MOM. Okay, which gives us the power to run our business and which also allows us to define our goals and organize it in a very fruitful manner so that we can easily execute them. Okay, in each and every stages. So I hope you are aware now aware about V2MOM. All right. Is there any doubt? Is there any issues which you do have? Is everything clear? All right. So the thing is like V2MOM is easy and helpful for each and everyone those who are involved, right? And gives a clear understanding about your customer because you are working with them in each and every stage. Okay, now as I'm forcing or encouraging to measure each and every stage, right? So how you can measure, each and every stages? I believe that each and everyone is aware about the SMART method, right? SMART is a acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely, right? So being smart enough to measure each and everything which has been involved, which we have just talked, the framework, we have to measure each and every stage, right? So how you can measure? Being smart enough, not the smart which you are thinking. Smart is an acronym for this particular uh, thing, like the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Because being this in your mind gives a fruitful outcome. Okay, so how you can be specific? Being specific mean you have a clear understanding about what you need to focus on and what you are going to do in each and every stage. Okay, and measurable give you an idea to quantify your progress in terms of percentage, in terms of target, in terms of numbers, or in terms of different segment which we have in terms of different metrics which we have talked about previously. Yesterday we have talked about the performance metrics for each and everyone those who are involved in the process. So being that measurable, being used by using those metrics, we can be measurable, right? Achievable. Achievable is something which gives you an idea that okay, this has to be achieved. You should not uh, broad enough to broad enough with your vision. The vision should be achievable enough. Set that particular bar high, but make it achievable. Okay, and break down that particular stage in a small segment. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, now after achievable, how you can how you can ensure that okay, this particular process is achievable now, but this is not been relatable. So how you can be ensure that this particular process is fruitful for your customer? You should be relevant with your vision, with your company process. So ensure each and everything that measure your support and even your company organization process, company or organizational process, right? So you have to be relevant that okay, the thing is like no process comes out of nowhere, right? The process should be relevant enough which is currently going on in your organization, right? So how you can do that? By making that and by ensuring that the process is relevant. Okay, now timely. Timely gives you the timeline that the thing is like in the beginning itself we have built the timeline to achieve this particular outcome. So gives you the complete idea that okay, this process should have to be completed by this deadline. Okay, you heard in our day-to-day basis that people, we need this particular thing by eod, end of the day, right? So that means they have provided you the timeline that particular process should be done by end of the day. So in a similar manner you have to be in the timeline framework. You have to work in the timeline framework. Okay, so by this particular smart matrix you can achieve this particular framework. P2MOM. Okay, is there any issues, is there any doubt? See, the thing is like smart measures should look like achieve market share by 30%, okay, by end of the year. And we should be in the top 3 by end of this fiscal year, might be in top 30 by 2030, right? So this should be this should smart measure should look like this. Not like we have to dominate the particular India market, or we have to be great at our place, right? We have to be make the direction in the health cloud market. We have to be evaluate some new concepts to the health cloud market. So not should this smart measure should not like this. They have to be achievable, right? And be has some kind of quantitative nature in that. Okay, all right. So once you have an idea about this particular thing, we have to talk about this particular governance, because the thing is like governance is also a part of business analyst. The thing is like let's do a quick word association. when you read the word governance, right? What is the first thing that pops up in your mind? Can anyone share? What is the first thing which pops up in your mind? Some people might think that it about government, right? Or might be a council or some kind of elections. Can anyone please help? Okay, so the thing is like, okay. Ah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Good try. So the thing is like, if we are in a MBA, right? We when we look for the governance, we talked about the corporate governance, right? But if you are an IT professional, you probably think about the software systems, right? But the thing is, all of this rely on a good governance. At this particular basic level, governance give you the framework of how organization make operate, and how they make the decision based on their processes. So governance is all about the people and their process, right, which are necessary to manage the organization and achieve the good outcome. That's it. Governance is all about the people and their processes, which are necessary to manage the organization and achieve their good outcome. That's it. Don't think about the corporate governance. Don't think about the software system and even the elections at all. So governance gives you an idea how the particular process and people work in a organization, and how they are working to achieve the good outcome. Am I clear on my side? Okay, so the thing is like, we have talked about the measurement of the framework, we have talked about the discovery and their phases. So now we will having some quick scenario where we will look for the used case, how you can connect with the customer. So in the screen you can see there is a particular person whose name is Alan. So when Alan tries to order a pair of customized shoe, right? We all go for a shopping on a website. We all buy some good shopping from the Amazon site, right, or any other websites. So which might be built by third party, because we have not built Amazon, we have not built Facebook, right? So that particular website is being built by third party. But here, Alan is a particular person who is been testing that website, which is being built by third party, but that website is built for Alan or for Alan's company. Okay, so Alan comes and or encounter some problem while ordering the shoe. Okay, he calls the customer service, just shadowing that, okay, what I need to do now. So he calls the customer service and notice that some other glitches are there also while ordering the process. Okay, ordering the shoes basically. So he take the notes and organize those inside and calls the CIO of that particular third party firm. They will, who are the building that particular website for Allen's company. And the CIO of that particular firm name is Daniel Bush. Okay, and they had set up the meeting. Okay, so he meet with Daniel and the Salesforce account executive, whose name is Helena, in the connect with customer staff. Okay, we have talked about the framework, right? So the connect with your customer is the first step. Okay, so in the customer connect, he meet with the person, those who are responsible to building that particular website, as they have whiteboarded together. Whiteboarded, we have also covered that particular thing in the previous sessions, like how to whiteboard a particular process, right? Am I right? You people, those who are joining on a continuous basis, they have known that whiteboarding is a process where we have four segments of a particular process, and we divide based on that particular four segments. So Based on current scenario, they connect with the customer. Now they have whiteboarded together, and now Alan confirmed that he encountered when he visited the shoe factory and when he ordered the pair of shoe based on the website. Okay, but based on what they have whiteboarded, Daniel, the person who is the CIO of that particular firm, prepared some suggestions. Right? First, they have connected, then they have whiteboarded together. Now, the person, those who are responsible, they have prepared some suggestions and a timeline and a demo. What they have done, the three outcome of the meeting is solutions, timeline, and a demo. So it means now Daniel should have a full understanding based on what we have what Alan had discussed, and they have some timeline based on their outcome, uh, based on the solutions which they have discussed, the problem which they have discussed. They come up, Daniel come up with the solution, and even they have a demo ready by that particular timeline. Okay, now Alan is ready to couple of decision based on the create with your customer stage. Right now, what Alan is doing, Daniel has come up with the solution. Now Alan is also ready for taking some kind of decisions. Right, so think about it here as a two solutions. The Alan is also happy that okay, now I am having some kind of decision in my mind, and Daniel is also happy after connecting with the customer, after whiteboarding with them. So this is a quick scenario, right? Or you can say this comes on a day-to-day basis, right? Because you people are also meeting with your client, you people are also meeting with your team, but and this kind of issues you definitely come across on a daily basis, right? So now, but we have talked about content, right? We have talked about the whiteboarding. So in the same manner, we have to think about the content. Content is, give you an idea what exactly we have to do, what exactly we have to build, and what exactly we have to, take care of for the customer. So content have three deliverables, which is personas. Personas, we have talked about the job stories, which are based on the people, and we will be talking about user stories, which are based on the personas. Okay, we also have built job history previous days, right? How which have three segments, right? The solution, situation stage, then we do have motivation, then we have a outcome, right? Three segments. Can you recall those three segments? So the thing is, job stories is based on the real time scenarios, and personas are based. User stories are based on the personas. So in the content making, we have three deliverables: personas, and we have top task and journey map. We have to map the journey. So personas give you an idea to capture the data which need to be done. Might be customer data, or you have to look for their needs and goals in a specific context, basically. Right, this particular information will give you personalized or customer centric content. Right, then top task. You once you are done with the personas thing, or the what are the job need to be done, you have a top task. You have to prioritize them. Right, top task gives you an idea that this is the prior one and this is a later one. Okay, it's an important to provide particular content, right, to the customer and to the team with the completion of those tasks. Right, so what are the customer which are most to us, we will be taking care of them first, then we will be taking care of the next person or next step. Right, then we have a journey map, which is a diagram. We will be taking care of the diagram and business process mapping in later days. So that particular journey map will give you an idea about each and every touch points of the customer journey. or stages which are involved during the process of customer journey. So we have to build that particular journey diagram or map that particular journey, because this will give an effective experience at the right side of information at each and every stages involved during that particular journey, right? So with this particular three deliverables, we build that particular content. Okay, and how we build that? We build based on the product, based on the system, based on the data, based on the assets. Or you can relate with this like, see, the thing is like customer having some kind of problem, we have the solution. Being a business analyst, we have to provide the best solution. So we might have to build a particular product that required a design, that required a development, that requires a delivery, and that requires a iteration, right? But how we can build that particular product? For that, we need a people, we need a particular process, we need a particular technology, right? But is it all which we needed? No, we need a particular set of data and in a structured manner, so that we should have a full understanding about how this particular product will work. And that data should be modeled enough to understand by each and everyone, those who are involved. Okay, later, once we do have this, we will be able to you know try for achieving our outcomes and try for achieving our desired result. Okay, am I clear on my side? Is there any doubt? Okay. So the thing is like today we have discussed few basic things about customer discovery, and this is a theoretical session, because this will give you an idea how to discover your customer, and how with the help of model V2MOM model, and with the help of different model, might be if your company is using different kind of models, how you can achieve the desired result and customer centric result basically, right? And we also looked into the governance side, how people and processes are related, and how they are related enough to achieve a desired outcome. And even based on that, we also looked into the strategy where we have to build the content, right, for a particular development to be started. Okay, so this is what we have covered today. And from tomorrow, from scratch, we will be going to start our Salesforce journey. Is there any doubt in this particular four phases: model, measurement, and the quiz scenario? Is there any doubt? We are be moving forward with our timeline. Okay, the first July we have started this course. Then by 9th we will be covering this journey, sorry, customer discovery as well. We have also already covered the collaboration part. Now customer discovery is almost covered, but the part where Salesforce is involved, we have to cover that thing. By 9th we will be covering that as well. By 12th, we will be looking forward with the PPM and the requirement. By 15, we will be covering user stories and acceptance. By 20th, we will be wrapping this particular certification course. Okay. So with this, I believe I should wrap my session. Is there any queries? Hello. Hi, Pankaj. Mhm. Okay. uh, okay. All right. The thing is, like, if you just joined 5 minutes prior, I must say that you should have an idea about what's going on. So let me share this particular timeline slide with you all again. So we have started this particular BA preparation course, which is purely based on Salesforce, but also taken care about those people, those who are new to Salesforce and business analyst course. So we have started this based on July, 1st July, this particular first month itself. And then we have covered till now the customer discovery and the collaboration part. Now we will be moving forward with the BPM, the business process mapping, and the requirements. And later we will be covering the user stories and acceptance. So let me just quickly roll out this particular what we have covered. During the introduction, we have covered the comparison between two people, the admin and the business analyst. Those two people are the functional people, right? But working on different departments altogether, right? We also have discussed about the business analyst, what exactly the business analyst is all about, what are the benefits of being having a good practices of and what are the skills of business analyst should have, and what are the activities areas where business analysts work. And we have, being a business analyst, we have to be detective enough so that we can get a full understanding about the requirement from the client side. But how we can do it based on different models, the development models, and then the implementation cycles. So we have covered this on 2nd and 3rd July. Later we have started with the collaboration with the stakeholders, and in the collaboration part, we have talked about how to collaborate with the stakeholder and what are the various areas where we have to, look for, like the documentations, how to, understand the requirement while having whiteboarding and different methods to gather the requirement, and how we can visualize the customer in a 360-degree view. And even we have covered the ideas how to tell the stories to your customer and stakeholders. Also we have all covered the techniques related to the influencing thing and how to build the trust with the customer. And based on the test, we also talked about relationship building, how we can build the relationship with the customer and your team, those who are involved with that. Later, we have discussed the sales part of the business analyst, which is, help you to get an idea about how sales got involved while having a business analyst work. So during the, business analyst, we also talked about their best practices and how we can align with the customer. Why is the, alignment necessary, and what are the various areas where performance needed to be done, that needed to be measured, and what are the channels which are involved during the, process. And each and every channel, we have to ensure that each and everyone is working fine. So in that particular business performance basics, we have covered that. So how to measure the performance of each and every channel involved in the process. And then we have also talked about center of excellencies, why do we need it. And we also talked about prototyping, innovations, and ideations. And now from today we have discussed about customer discovery, where we have talked about how to discover the customer and how we can build a particular customer centric discovery with with different kind of models. We have taken the V2 MOM, which is, a Salesforce suggested V2 model for, finding the customer discovery or alignment with the customer. And we also talked about the governance and also talked about the content, how we can make the content short with the help of customer, and what are the strategies based on it. And later we will be taking care of the Salesforce from the scratch from tomorrow onwards. So from tomorrow we will be starting our Salesforce journey. For the people those who are new to the Salesforce itself, they can get an idea and they can adopt that particular Salesforce in a day-to-day basis. I hope I have clear. Thank you so much. Is there any doubt? And yes, I missed your name, Pankaj. Okay, so Pankaj, we do have a Slack channel where we will be discussing each and everything in a day-to-day basis. You can join that Slack channel. Okay, so just allow me a minute. Yes. Yeah, right. The thing is, like each and every a day at 8 p.m., we are being discussing each and every slides. So we have, segmented this particular course in a different ways, like which I just showed, and each and every day at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST, we have been talking about and we have been discussing about the business scenarios. So I have shared the Slack channel link with you where you can find different channels allotted with this particular workspace. You can find the recordings as well. You can find the PPT as well. Okay. No, on the chat. Okay. Yeah. So with this, I believe that we can wrap up today's